Dr. Sandra Laura Kramers, and I just want to talk today about new technology that lets us look at the meibomian glands. The meibomian glands are one of the most important parts of the eye because it produces the oil, which keeps the tear on your eye longer. And as I mentioned before in some videos, the tear is composed of 3 layers. There's the lipid layer, which comes from the glands at the base of the eyelash. We have about 20 to 40 glands on top and bottom, and they produce the oil, which keeps the tear from evaporating. The second is the aqueous layer, which comes from the lacrimal gland, a little organ right here. And the third is the mucin, which comes from goblet cells on the surface of the eye. We know that if you do not have oil on top of water, you can look at YouTube videos on this, for instance, the water evaporates. But if you have oil on top, it prevents the water from evaporating. So we want those oil glands to work, and we want to keep them as nice and healthy as possible. So it's important for you to blink, do the warm compresses, take full blinks at the computer, take breaks whenever you're loading a page on the computer or at your iPhone, and then doing the warm compress routine like we talked about in previous videos with the massaging at the base of the eyelashes, either with the same warm towel or with your fingertips, to keep that oil pumping out. If you do not pump the oil out, the glands start to die, and we can actually now prove this for the first time in history. So we know that normal meibomian glands look like this, look like piano keys. And if scar starts to form, the glands start to drop out, there can be scar tissue and the glands never come back again. So our whole goal is to prevent the glands from going this direction. This patient has almost no meibomian glands left, and they have signs of chronic dry eye because there's no more glands to produce oil. So the warm compress routine, taking omega-3, artificial tears, those are all trying to break the cycle of inflammation that can cause the glands to disappear. If it's not working, then we'll recommend the Lipiflow, which is a mechanism, which is essentially an apparatus that goes on the glands, and it basically, or on the, I should say, the lids, and it basically provides a hot compress and a massaging at the same time to milk the oil. The more oil that's milked out, the more oil is going to be produced. And so this is a daily thing we want you to do in terms of warm compresses. The Lipiflow usually lasts for about 10 to 12 months. Some people like to do it more often, twice a month, or twice a year I should say, because they don't have time to do the warm compresses. If you're able to do the warm compresses, Lipiflow can help reboot the system and be prolonged. You can usually have it once a year, every 16 to 18 months. If there's any questions, let me know.